like an accepted practice. Almost everyone does it, from the security checkpoint to the check-in official.
Today is 29th of July, and I'm doing a program, Value the Farmer, and I've done episode 31, so I'm on episode 32, value the farmer, because the farmers are not being valued. That is why the Boko Haram are killing the farmers, and they are frustrating the farmers, whereas the farmers are the one giving us food to eat. So I have done episode 31, and today is 29th of July. So I want to do episode 32. So I was reading books, because you just don't go and start talking. You have to make meaning with what you have. So I was on internet, studying politics, and I saw this program on this telly, and so I will include it on my episode 32. It's amazing program, that can empower people. She's so amazing, because what she's doing, when on the Value the Farmers, I was telling them I have shown a lot, and I'm telling them that I need 300 acres of land. People that hear 300 acres of land, they will say, what is she going to do with 300 acres of land? Value the Farmer is a big industry. It's the industry of billion, like you are talking about 20 billion US dollar, or 18 billion pounds. It's a big farm. We're going to do a lot. We're going to, with the knowledge I have. So on the Value the Farmer, I have done episode 31, and today, which is 29th of July 2022, I saw this program on internet. So I'm going to include it.
Anything for me. We even make movies about it. It's not stealing. You're not forcing anyone to give you the gifts. It's a gift. In fact, passengers can decide not to give. It's just that the ones who give it get attended to promptly and probably even get away with some contrabands in their bags. Nigeria, who bewitched you? How did we get here? My advocacy this week, that what they do with their waste. Because everybody's generating waste. And let me now shock you. Waste that we're talking about is actually man-made. Nature harbors waste. In nature.
So this is what I want to include on Value the Farmers on episode 32. The producer is TV 360 Nigerian live stream. So the lady is trying to explain what she's doing is exactly what I'm doing, but I'm doing my own on Value the Farmer. She's doing her own on waste items. So let's get into the ocean. Let's get into her and see what she's doing. So I'm going to include her program on Value the Farmer, because nothing is waste. When I was telling them my fertilizer, I've been putting it outside, rain come, I quickly cover it. Nothing is waste in farming industry, because you can recycle anything, you can use it. Let's listen to this young lady, what she's saying. And this is episode 32 on Value the Farmer, and today is 29. You see, while I put the date, so I will know which episode I've done every which day. So for me to get on with her case, let me show a great farmer, which is my grandmother. My grandmother is a legend, a great farmer. These are the people who planted with manual handling. In care, there's something we call manual handling. Instead of we can go to a client's house and she don't have hoist, so two of us, we will do manual handling, do bed shifting, do different thing with manual. But the government have banned. So the government have banned manual handling, and these are people who farm everything organic, everything they eat. That is why she lived 110 years. I've been showing people So in each episode, she's going to be involved because she's a great farmer, and Jaja of Opopo is a great farmer. So let's get back to the lady who is doing amazing work, So we're going to be contacting her because she's doing amazing work. She's going to be part of the, see, this is her on her program. Let's hear what she's saying.
There is no way. Because if you look at the cycle, everything that nature produces ends back in nature. But when we're talking about waste of plastics, waste of cans, waste of that, human beings created this thing. And so if we created it, we must solve it. And if you are a human being, whether the only time you don't, even when you are sleeping, you are generating waste. Because at least when you sleep, you will sweat. So it means that for every day you are living, you are actually generating waste. And it is high time you started taking cognizance of the waste you make and try to introduce the 5 hours to it. It means that you will start with reducing cost as a human being. Normally you generate 10 kilograms of waste in a week. You must look at how you can reduce it to 5 kilograms, to 3 kilograms. After reducing, the ones you now reduce it to, you now ask yourself again, what else can I do in this way? So you can pick reduce, you can pick reuse, you can pick recycle, you can pick upcycle, and that is what we are here to do.
Well, let me get into it because
so
she's...
many people that can join us. What we want to achieve is that once you come to our hub, you take it back to your own space because we don't have to come to your own space. So you come here, you learn from us, take it back. Then you, from there, spread it to your own community. So that way, we don't have to be the one doing everything. So you come, you learn, you take it back. You take it back to your community. People in your community take it back to their own community, and then it keeps spreading, and then it becomes, like a tentacles that can reach the world. So, as human beings, you must be aware that you are generating waste, and if you don't manage that waste very well, it's going to end up in the environment, and if it ends up in the environment, it will affect the coming generation, and that means we are not living a sustainable life. A sustainable life is about living today without hindering the future generation from enjoying the same benefits that you enjoy. Let me give you another example. If you get a parcel of land now, the first thing you want to do is you want to cut down all the trees on it. Those trees that you've just cut down, somebody, your forefather, your grandfather, your great-great-grandfather planted those trees 30, 40, 50 years ago, and that is why you can say, oh, this is a tree. And then you cut it down, and then you don't plant another 10. Not even 10, not even, at least plant another. For every tree you cut down, you must plant 20. Because it's not all the 20 you planted that will survive. And so if you want to make sure that your children are alive, grow up in the future, your great-grandchildren see what is called a tree, then you must plant 20 down. Because if you cut one down and you don't plant any, and I cut one down and I don't plant any, I want to predict that by 2050, our children will be looking at trees in books because we will have finished cutting down all the trees. So we all need to get up now and get involved.
On Value the Farmer, you see, you can see amazing job she's doing. That is one thing. I was looking at this X-Men killing the farmers. It's unbearable. These X-Men are killing the farmers, whereas the farmers are very highly producers. Farmers are very highly, farmers, when we value our farmers can reduce the type of illness we normally have. Because when you are eating organic food, look, the other day I cook ugu, and I went back to the auntie. I said, auntie, do you have ugu? Because she don't know how to preserve ugu. The ugu that she's here have lost the value, have rotten, I said, look, if you know how to cook ugu, as soon as they buy the fresh one, you chop it, put it on a freezer, put it on a newspaper. It will still keep the quality and the value, you know. But the rotten ugu, I don't know what she's going to do with it, you know. So this is what I'm seeing here, because this is like an farming job, because the farmers will cut the tree, they will cultivate the grass, they will do everything. Nothing is wasted. That is why I kept my wood, I kept my fertilizer, because on value the farmers have been explaining to them. And thank God I came and see this lady. She's doing amazing job, you know, and that is why I include her on my episode 32.
Generate their own way. So where we are going,
CCTV cameras if they had some. But it seems like an accepted practice. Almost everyone does it. From the security checkpoint to the check-in officials. We don't see anything wrong with asking anything for me. We even make movies about it. It's not stealing. You're not forcing anyone to give you the gifts. It's a gift. In fact, passengers can decide not to give. It's just that the ones who give it get attended to promptly and probably even get away with some contrabands in their bags. Nigeria, who bewitched you? How did we get here? My advocacy this week, therefore, is to ask pertinent questions. Should we continue with this new culture of begging as far as people can feed their families? If we do, how do we stop government officials from demanding kickbacks from government contracts and stashing dollars in their agbada and fila? When you and I are also guilty of this new culture in our offices and private lives, who will bail the Nigerian cat? What really is the Nigerian culture? Aside from corruption, that is.
Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari directed the Chief of Defense Staff to upscale military operations in Zamfara State. Consequently, Operation Hadarindaji was activated on the 10th of May 2019 to replace its predecessors, Operation Sharandaji and other subsidiary operations. The operation was launched to decisively deal with banditry and other forms of criminality in the state. At the time of its commencement, the security situation, as projected in the media, was dire. Prior to the existence of Operation Hadarindaji, Zamfara State was being projected in the media as unsafe. However, the robust operations of Operation Hadarindaji, incorporating both kinetic and non-kinetic means, covered the vast terrain and forest areas that surround Zamfara State and its environs. Despite the initial mandate to flush out armed bandits and criminal elements from Zamfara State, the changing situation in the joint operations area compelled operations to be projected into the adjoining states of Katsina, Kebbi, and Sokoto states respectively. This was more so as the armed bandits swiftly used the cover of the forest to sneak in and out of neighboring states for their criminal activities.
Drastically, Hadarindaji have reduced kidnap or ransom. Hadarindaji have reduced mass murder. Hadarindaji has successfully introduced and put in soldiers in almost all villages. There is nowhere you go.
I'm trying to do the value of the farmers, you know. I think they have on a lot of documentary with it before we can get into the lady. But let me go back a little bit and see where I can get hold of her. Yeah, this is her. Well, let's include the bandits because let's include the bandits because it's the bandits and the Boko Haram and every one of them are the one disturbing the farmers. So let's include them on this episode 31, episode 32. You know, let's include the bandits, the Boko Haram, you know, before we can get to the lady that is showing amazing work. It's on why they are showing their darkness. Let me show you. This is my grandmother. Is a great farmer. That's why I'm showing her. Because the screen is still dark. The screen is still dark. That's why I'm showing my grandmother. It's a great farm. Look at the bandits, what they are doing to the farmers.
Sequel to the upsurge of banditry activities in the Northwest, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria,
See what they are doing
President
to the farmers,
Muhammadu
you know.
Buhari directed the Chief of Defense Staff to upscale military operations in Zamfara State.
See them? They don't allow the farmers to rest.
Operation Hadarindaji was activated on the 10th of May 2019 to replace its predecessors, Operation Sharandaji and other subsidiary operations. The operation was launched to decisively deal with banditry and other forms of
This is about
criminality
value
in
the
the
farmers.
state.
What we are
At the
saying
time
that
of
the
its commencement,
X-Men are killing
the
them.
security situation, as projected in the media, was dire. Prior to the existence of Operation Hadarindaji, Zamfara State was being projected in the media as unsafe. However, The robust operations of Operation Hadarindaji, incorporating both kinetic and non-kinetic means, covered the vast terrain and forest areas that surround Zamfara State and its environs. Despite the initial mandate to flush out armed bandits and criminal elements from Zamfara State, the changing situation in the joint operations
they don't allow the farmers to do their work.
to be projected into the adjoining states of Katsina, Kebbi, and Sokoto states respectively. This was more so as the armed bandits swiftly used the cover of the forest to sneak in and out of neighboring states for their criminal activities.
Drastically, Hadarindaji have reduced kidnap or ransom. Hadarindaji have reduced mass murder. Hadarindaji has successfully introduced and put in soldiers in almost all villages. There is nowhere you go you don't see soldiers. Yes, there are areas where there are no communication, not motorable. There are areas you go where you find that soldiers are there, but communication is even difficult. But soldiers.
Yeah, this is on value the farmers. If they have all this big land, empty land in northern state, why are they coming to the south? Why can't they be ranches for the cows? Why are they coming to the south to disturb them? Southeast, south. This is about value the farmer on episode 32. They have a lot of empty land in the north. That is why the people are saying that empty land even cast the vote. They don't have they have an empty land. Value the farmer, 29th of July. 28th of July, 2021. Value the farmer. Value the farmers.
So I want to believe Hadarindaji operation is a huge success.
See an empty land. Why are they coming to the south to disturb them? See, they have a big empty land. Why?
We are going to meet them.
As it is, the Joint Operations Area is currently being dominated with several fighting patrols, raids, ambushes, ground clearance operations, and deliberate offensives. All sectors of OPHD are conducting simultaneous operations into major bandit camps. And this has led to the current situation of relative peace prevalent in the Northwest.
Truly, we are living in peace since the
You see, this is a lot of empty land. Why did they build ranches for them? They have empty land. They don't have human beings. That is why they are killing people in the southeast and south.
We have nothing to say now. Thank God for bringing soldiers to our community. Every night by 8 o'clock they do call me because I'm one of the heads vigilante. They call me here, there are problems here, there are problems. We return all praises to God for the arrival of soldiers in this environment.
Look at them.
God keep protecting
See them.
and bless
Boko
them
Haram.
for the work they are doing in our community.
These are empty land. There's no human being living there. And it might be a state. A state, they are giving empty land a state.
The armed forces of Nigeria remain committed to securing the territorial integrity of our beloved country. We are committed to decisively curtailing the activities of armed bandits and other criminals in the Northwest. and North Central zones, haven't already brought them to the level of common criminality. Please support our troops. Together, we shall win this war.
I think that is the end of the program, about the bandits. So while I came to this program, because I want to include it on my Value the Farmer episode 32, for what the lady is doing. So I think they did the documentary with a different type of documentary. And because while I'm showing my grandmother, she's a big legend, a big farmer, that is why I'm showing her on this, in each episode, because she's a farmer, she's included in every episode. So let's go back to the boundary, Yeah, this is Value the Farmer episode 32. I don't know why the Hausas, the Fulani Janjaweeds, they are looking for land. This is an empty land. Why didn't they develop it and put security there and make it to be safe for the farmers? This is where the farmers can grow their cattle, and let them grow their cattle in a one local place, From there they can transport it to each local place or state, than going to the city and say they are doing cattle ranger and become terrorism, This is an empty land which everybody can see it, because in the north they say that it's full of empty land, I don't know why they are coming to south and southeast and looking for their land, killing people, but we can see here that this is an empty land. We are not copywriting this program, but I'm just using it to include on my episode 32 with that lady job, because she's done an amazing job. So I'm not copywriting you people. I'm just using her job to analyze my Value the Farmer episode 32. Yes, this is the actual work I need for my episode 32 on Value the Farmer. This is the beginning, but the bandits and the terrorists are just included because that is how they disturb the farmers. That is why we are complaining that we should value the farmers. The farmers need to be protected because the farmers are the one generating our food. So let's get into this lady's work.
My name is Jumoke Olowo-Okere. I'm the creative director at African Creative Sustainable Synergy Hub. We were initially known as African Creative Hub, but now we have added 2 wings, Sustainable Synergy. And we are based in Ibadan, but we reach out to the whole world.
Yeah, this is the actual work that we really want to show to the public on Value the Farmers. She's a she's a creative art, but there's certain things she have done there. The same thing I've said on Value the Farmer, because in farming industry, it's a billion industry, because she have a dream. Like when I was talking that we need 300 acres of land, people will be thinking, what do I want to do? Look at what she's amazing job, that Value the Farmers we've done. I've done amazing job, and people that see it, is going to send it across the world. When the farmer is a complete package, So let's get in and hear. She's doing an amazing job as well. Nothing is waste. I used to tell a lot of people in life, nothing is waste. There is nothing waste, So everything is useful in their own capacity.
We are a social enterprise company on a mission to create a sustainable world without waste. And we do this by education, by upcycling. We want to show people how to convert their waste into wealth. We want to let people realize that waste is actually not a waste, but waste is wealth. And so we don't want to talk, we want to show. For 12 years now, I've been working with waste. And I realized that each time we meet a new person, and during our interactions, once we are talking about it and they keep asking questions like, what do you mean waste is wealth? What do you mean I can turn my waste to this? What do you mean I can use my waste for this? I realized that so many people have a lot of questions. But one thing I noticed is that if I don't say anything and I just show you the wealth that we've created from waste, the person gets the idea faster, the understanding is there faster, and they become disciples faster. So I don't need to sweat once I can show. So we realize that instead of trying to talk to people about waste is not waste, waste can be reused, just show them. Because in our interactions, we realize that once we show people, they catch the idea fast and they are willing to join on board because they can see that they can actually do it also. Then I asked myself, I said, can there be a space where we can create different works of art from waste and the people can come in and see, so that more people are coming in to see, and then the message is passed across faster and we can all together. There's this prediction I read about recently that said by 2050 there will be more plastic in the ocean than species. It means that we are counting down. If I don't do something about it urgently, you don't do something about it urgently, then that disaster is going to happen to us. And the earlier we join this train, the better. And the more people that are on this train, the better. So I started looking for waste museum, and I realized that there is no waste museum anywhere. There's no place that is dedicated to waste, that people can come in and see them and see waste in their finished product.
Yeah, Value the Farmer in episode 32, you can hear what the lady have said, what she have said. She start looking, she have said it all. There's no point of me repeating it again. She have said that when she got the idea, the vision, she started looking for waste museum, but she could not find any waste museum, And let's hear how she acquired the land and start the job. This is Value the Farmer. Today is 28th of July. 28th of July 2021.
What we call finished product is also a natural product for another artist. Because art is unending. If I create a design, for example, with this bottle waste, this is a 4-liter keg of oil that has been used and discarded. Now, if I create a work of art from this and I put it on the wall, somebody can get this and add some other things to it and turn it into another thing. Then somebody else can take it from that level, add something else to it. So it keeps evolving depending on who is using it. So I realized that there's no space like that. And then the next question I asked myself is, if there is no space like that, why don't I create that kind of space? Then I asked myself again, I like asking myself a lot of questions. And so I asked myself again, what do I have that I can use to create this space? Then I answered myself that I have a small space that I can use to start. The vision of the witness.
Like the Value the Farmer, I started it with my garden. I use the plant that grows in my garden to generate the fertilizer, So I have got the vision, I have got the knowledge. I put my everything I've studied, up to my media work, my health and everything I study, I include it in the Value the Farmer. It gave me a bigger picture like an ocean. That is why we are looking for 300 acres of land. But I started it, I did not wait. I started it with my garden. When you get to my garden now, I have cultivated everything, and there is nothing waste in that garden. I saved the wood I found there for supporting the crops. As I use the leaf to generate. The fertilizer, organic fertilizer. So let's listen to her because she's doing amazing job.
It's gonna be very big, like on a community, like a 20-acre, 30-acre land. But I have less than a plot. I said, okay, you know what? Let me start with what I have. So I have the skills, I have the space. Let me start. Then it can grow. So that when you come in and you see what we can do, then you can say, oh, I want to go and do this, and then it will keep going. And so that was how we came up with the idea of the waste museum. And we have been working on it, and we are still working on it till now. There's nobody that hears about this that doesn't ask questions. Now it's like,
yeah, this is Value the Farmer, episode 31. With what she said, she have given me a vision, I'm looking for 300 acres of land, but I think I have 1 acre. When I get back to Nigeria, I'm going to start from that 100 acre, that land I have, to start my Value the Farmer, to plant everything, and the way I'm going to teach the people how to do the fertilizer, So with what she has. She started with what she had. The same way I have started this Value the Farmer with my garden, you know, and everything I get from the garden, I separated the wood to support the crops, the leaf for the fertilizer, you know, everything. Nothing is waste.
It's like an icebreaker. We heard about it, and here you are. If we didn't do this, I won't meet you, and you will not be here today. So that is the reception we've had. Anytime people hear about it, like, waste? You mean waste, body? And I'm like, no, W-A-S-T-E. And they're like, E-dot-T? And I'm like, yes. And then they ask, what do you mean waste museum? So are you dumping waste in the building? I said, then you need to come and see. Because we want to show you crazy stuff that you can do with waste. So the reception has been interesting. There's been filled with a lot of curiosity. People come in to see what is here, and then when they come, they go with, wow, so it's possible. Oh, so we can do this. Wow, so you can use this for this. So it's been good. There's nobody that will come here that your life will not change. It's not possible. I've not seen anybody that comes to the Waste Museum and they don't go home with something. And guess what? Because it is not just about the waste, like this center is supposed to be a showcase. What our mission for this place is for you to see circular economy practically. That is, now, circular economy is an economy whereby there is no waste. Presently now in the whole world, many people in the world are using linear economy. So it is straight down. You produce the material, you use the material, then you discard. Example, you bought a bottle of drink, you take the bottle of drink, and then with your own hand, you throw the bottle of drink away. And do you know that the bottle of drink you bought, the liquid content is like less than 40%. The container costs like 60% of the price you paid. So let's assume that you paid 200 naira for your bottle of drink. The liquid content that you just finished taking is just like 40 naira. The container is 160 naira. So if you take that bottle of drink and you continue with the linear economy, by taking the bottle of drink it, and then you throw it away, by yourself, you have just thrown 160 naira away from your hard-earned money. But imagine a circular economy whereby you have that product, you finish using the product, then you ask yourself, what else can I do with this product? And we brought a simple solution, and we call it our 5 R's and a U. So reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse, repair, and upcycle. So with these 5 R's and a U, you can ask yourself, this product that I just finished using, what can I use it